We are live. Hello to all that are listening. Welcome back to another edition of Raiders Hoops. Tonight's afternoon edition features the Hudson Raiders coming off a strong double-digit comeback win over conference rival River Falls, taking on a border battle team of Anoka, Minnesota. With me, as always, is my partner on the mic, Toby Hayner. Toby, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jake, and it's just a fine day for some basketball.
Right you are, right you are. It's an interesting matchup today. Not a lot is known about this team from Anoka. We don't get to see them a whole lot during the year or during the history of this team, so it'll be interesting to see how Dombrowski comes out against them. I'm sure he's studied the tape with every other team. Starting lineup appears to be Worth and Barnard in the backcourt. Front court headed up by Hendricks, Kaiser, Helterbrand, and Sam Gerard.
You know what, Jake? This Anoka team, we seem to play them every single year, and they've always shown a tough battle. But I'm not so sure this year. We've got rejuvenated varsity squad starting off 2-0 on the season under a new coach, and with a lot of returning seniors. I just don't think – I think this one might go towards Hudson this year.
Right you are, right you are. It'll be interesting to see how the Raiders come back after a little bit of a hard night last night as they took on conference rival River Falls, like I previously mentioned. A hard-fought battle by the Raiders. Certainly heralded lots of praise from and a watchful eye from the rest of the conference. Toby, what's your take on that game?
As a spectator at the game, we were down in a double-digit deficit at half, and we seemed to come back and take the lead with about a minute left to go in the game. And after that, Hudson just ran away with it, hitting clutch shots from Mitch Munson at a 3, and Thomas Newell knocking down some key free throws late. Even though Jackson Notek, probably going to be an all-conference player, even though he scored 33.
That's interesting. We'll have to watch out for him later in the year to see if Dombrowski adjusts his strategy. 33 points is nothing to scoff at. Opening tip won by Anoka. That would be Jacob Phipps with the opening tip. Low drive by Addison Ostendorf. Shot missed, recovered by Worth. Worth up the floor for the Raiders. Worth over to Helterbrand on the wing. Back to Worth. Worth takes a look. Steal by Phipps. Ostendorf takes it up the court. Ostendorf back to Phipps. Phipps is an interesting looker here. He seems to be towering over the rest of the floor right now. It'll be interesting to see what Dombrowski has planned to cover him. Phipps, he kicks it out to Larson. Larson back to Ostendorf, back to Phipps at the top. Ostendorf takes a look, hands it off to Loesch. Phipps, top of the key. Looks low for Hilborn. Hilborn puts up a shot. Nothing doing for Hilborn. Recovered by Sam Gerard for the Raiders. Raiders quickly up the court. Garrett Hendricks driving low. Off the glass, no good. Put back attempt by Gerard, no good. Recovered by Anoka. Ostendorf up the court for the Tornadoes. Ostendorf takes a look. Phipps drives now, hands it off to Ostendorf. Ostendorf puts a move on Worth. Sent back by Gerard. Nice defense by the Raiders. Rebound mishandled by Barnard. Gives it right back to Phipps. Phipps no good on the bank. Ball up the court by Worth. Worth drives in. Nothing doing by Phipps. Phipps sends him back. Ball remains in Raiders' possession. Seems to foul on the play on Phipps. Sends Worth to the line.
You know what? Jamie's been an outstanding shooter for the most part of his career, except for he had kind of a quiet night last night against the Wildcats in River Falls. He was taken out fairly early in the second half and didn't get put back in until about 10 minutes left. So it's interesting to see how he goes. He knocks down the first one. No, I'm looking for a big game from him.
Right you are. Worth's quiet night last night, especially against a tough River Falls team, illustrates probably the Raiders' main point of their team, their depth. The multitude of seniors they carry on this team, most of them from JV, like we mentioned last week, seem to provide these Raiders with just an innumerable amount of options for the floor. These Raiders run deep. Ostendorf kicks it over to Hilborn. Hilborn, Phipps. Phipps takes it up. Over to Larson. Larson drives low. Over to Phipps. Phipps guarded by Hendricks. Makes a move, gets stolen. Nice steal by Matt Barnard there. Barnard over to Helterbrand. Helterbrand to Worth. Worth looks to set it up. Hendricks takes a look, nothing doing down low. Backpedals a little bit, looks to get reset. Hendricks dishes it off to Worth. Worth setting up his offense, kicks it over to Barnard. Barnard looking down low to Hendricks, got him. Double team by Anoka. Kicks it over to Worth on the wing. Worth takes a look. Puts up a mid-range. No good. No good for Worth, recovered by Anoka.
No, usually he can knock those down. It's kind of interesting to see him come off a slow start after knocking down those 2 free throws.
It'll be interesting to see when Worth reheats how dangerous this Raiders team can be. Right, you are, partner. Phipps drives low, nothing going.
Foul going against Anoka. That'll go against number 44, Richard Hilborn.
Ball remains with the Raiders. Good defense there by Sam Gerard. As Worth takes it up the court. Looks to add to his point multitude for the day. Barnard over to Hendricks. Hendricks drives in, puts a spin move on, looks out, got a handful of Anoka tornadoes in his face. Foul called on the play, though.
Looks like that's going to go against number 44, Richard Hilborn again. That'll be his quick second. Garrett Hendricks going to be shooting 2. He's also had a quiet night last night. It's amazing how much our second team coming off the bench stepped up.
It's interesting to see Dombrowski's team. There are, of course, first-teamers and second-teamers, but these bench guys seem to have blurred the lines between what makes a starter and what makes a bench player for how much production they provide to this team. A lot of the points and a lot of momentum swung come off the bench.
I couldn't agree more. It seems like some of his best lineups were consisting of 2 or 3 bench players. Worth with good hands.
Barnard, tough turnover. Anoka looks to drive the court. Shot up, recovered by Phipps. Phipps sent back. Good defense by the Raiders. Recovered by Hilborn. Hilborn puts it back for an easy 2. Hilborn's first points of the day. Hildebrand now with the ball, advances. Barnard down low to Worth. Worth drives, puts up a mid-range. No good off the back iron for Worth.
He's missed 2 of those short little shots right now, and looks like Mitch Munson's going to be coming in, maybe for Jamie, but he needs to be hitting those if Hudson wants to get it off to a good lead.
Hilborn hands it off to Joseph Lose, who drops down to 3 for the Tornadoes, putting them up by 1 with a little over 14 minutes left to play in this first half. Worth takes a look, dishes it off to Gerard. Gerard quickly over to Hildebrand. Hildebrand over to Barnard. Barnard quickly down low to Gerard. Gerard looks for it. Sent back by Phipps. Phipps just with those long arms outstretched, entrapping, ensnaring Gerard in that low post. Ostendorf makes a drive. No good. Recovered by Phipps.
You're really seeing Phipps' height advantage right here, being able to get the offensive boards and blocking shots. It's just the shorter Sam Gerard just can't seem to do anything right now against that. And it'll be interesting to see how he adapts throughout the game to maybe manage with the height deficit that he has.
Right, you are, partner. Tough defense so far on Phipps. Sends him to the line though. Foul on Gerard. No good for Phipps on the first shot.
It looks like Mitch Munson and Jackson Helmers are going to be coming in for Matt Barnard, Sam Gerard.
A couple substitutions coming in for Anoka as well. Number 0, Isaiah Prouty checks in, as well as number 10, Jack Hetrick. Hetrick and Prouty checking in for Tornadoes. Couple banks and it's in for Phipps. Phipps knocks down his 1 of 2 free throws. Worth down low to Monson. Monson, an integral part of the momentum shift of last night. Hildebrand on the wing. Hildebrand across the floor to Monson. Monson over to the wing on Worth. Worth goes baseline. Runs into Phipps, puts up a shot. No foul on the play. Loose ball. Remains with the Raiders. Appeared to be last touched by Hetrick.
Hudson was just so apparent on the offensive board right there. 4 or 5 of them were fighting for it. And it's just hard to not get that board when you're so aggressive.
That's right. Oh, big block by Phipps, sends back Helmers. Phipps is dominating the low post on both ends of the floor today. As Joshua Larson knocks it down, puts the Anoka Tornadoes up by 4. A little under 13 minutes left to play. Hendricks down low. Worth eyes it up. Bad turnover by Worth. Nobody was there who he was looking for. Covered by Prouty. Reach-in foul called on Monson on the play. Ball remains with the Tornadoes. couple new Raiders check in. 34, Peyton Reese checks in for Worth. And number 10, Thomas Newell checks in for Garrett Hendricks. Two captains getting some rest for the Raiders. Inbounds looking in to Prouty. Prouty over to Ostendorf. Ostendorf over to Phipps, top of the key. Prouty drives in, wide open lane. No good for Prouty. Got a little fancy with that. Cost him a little bit. Newell down low. Charge on Newell. I don't agree with that. Neither does Newell. Looked like Hetrick only got his feet set for maybe half a second before that foul was called. What do you think, Tobes?
You know what? I can't disagree with them right now. He got his feet set, but even if it was just for half a second, I think it's a good call.
Agree to disagree, partner. Phipps dominating on the lower glass and one, draws a foul. Raiders' 4-point lead has evaporated, now facing a 6-point deficit with Phipps on the line looking to make it 3.
The Raiders just have no response to Phipps' height at 6'8". I mean, with only the tallest man going for at 6'5" for the Raiders, and that's Sam Girard, and he's not even on the court right now. Jackson 6'4", and he's still forcing a 4-inch deficit.
Phipps knocks down the shot. Newell, cross court to Reese. Reese thinks about it, dishes it back to Monson. Monson back to Reese. Reese down low to Helterbrand.
Looks like it's going to be a foul going against Anoka. That'll go against number 10, Jack Hetrick. It's his first.
Ball stays with the Raiders as Helterbrand looks to inbound. Helterbrand back out to Helmers at the top. Dishes back to Monson quickly, over to Reese. Nice screen set by Helterbrand. Reese tried to free him up. Helterbrand thought about it. Back over to Reese. Anoka's defense is buzzing. Miscommunication by the Raiders right there. Forces a bad turnover for Anoka.
You know what, that just might be a little bit of evidence of this young team. 2 sophomores on the court right now, and even with all the senior experience, it looks like Coach Noah Dombrowski is choosing to go with 2 unexperienced sophomores with a great pass.
Great pass by Ostendorf to Phipps. Frees up the Tornadoes. Extends their lead to 9. Raiders backpedaling early here. Dombrowski calls a timeout, looking to get his team back on the map. Wonder what amount of a tenacity it's going to take for these Raiders to combat the clear height disadvantage they face with Phipps.
You know what, right now the Tornadoes are on an 11-0 run. It'll be interesting how Coach Noah Dombrowski kind of reacts to this and see if he takes it as a challenge or see if he just gives up right away. I feel like being the young and new coach that he is, I feel like he's going to come at it head on and he's going to try and go on the offensive right now.
That'd be a good strategy. Points win games, partner. Points win games.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Hudson kind of lay off of the full court press right now because Anoka's beating it with ease. And so maybe that's just one of their answers to kind of something that they can't respond to in the fast break points that Phipps is able to generate with his height.
It'll be interesting to see in his first year how Dombrowski responds to this, like you said, partner. If he keeps up with the offensive pressure, as our Toby and my football coach always said, Adam Cowles, you live by the system, you die by the system, but you play your system better than the other guys, you're going to win that game. Be interesting to see if Dombrowski switches his system up or if he sticks with what's been working. Inbounds pass goes to Worth. Worth looking to take his time right now, not the run and gun offense we've seen out of the Raiders. Quickly down low to Helterbrand. And one for Helterbrand. Nice, strong move in the low post. Gets Helterbrand on the line for looking to make it a 3-point play.
Kaiser Helterbrand's been a great help for this, and he's been a great boost, scoring 13 in the season opener. And then coming back out yesterday, getting much-needed rebounds late as he knocks down the free throw. He's got an early 3. But he just exemplifies the future for what Hudson has to look forward to in the coming years.
Raiders still laying on the pressure with the press. Interesting pass by Prouty. Frees up Ostendorf with a nice lay-in. Nice play down there by the Tornadoes. Barnard down low. Worth puts up a 3-ball. No good for Worth. Covered by Ostendorf. Quickly up the floor to Larson. Larson over to Phipps. Back to Ostendorf at the top of the key. Ostendorf taking his time over there to Prouty. Prouty on the left side. Looks to make a move. Nice screen set by Phipps. No good for Prouty. Covered by Helterbrand. Good rebound. Down low, mishandled by Barnard. Barnard recovers. Back out to Worth. Worth to Helterbrand. Helterbrand puts up a three. In and out for Helterbrand. Covered by Phipps. Phipps up to Ostendorf. Right into Prouty as a fast break offense frees up the Anoka Tornadoes, extending their lead to 10 with 15 seconds over 10 minutes left to play. Looking to get it back early. Air ball for Hendricks.
You know, Hudson's just playing very selfish basketball right now. They're not getting into a half-court set, and all they seem to be doing is like trying to dribble around their man and score by themselves. See, Jamie didn't pass up to his man, Garrett Hendricks, and he happened to draw the charge.
Foul. Charge called on Worth. Negates the bucket, gives the ball right back to the Tornadoes, looking to make this 10-point lead even more. Sieben, Caleb Sieben or Sieben checks in for the Anoka Tornadoes for Ostendorf. Anoka Tornadoes taking out their star player too, number 42, Phipps. Jacob Phipps checks out for Richard Hilborn. Hilborn comes back into the game. Inbounds goes to Prouty. Prouty over to Hetrick. Hetrick to Larson. Larson looks to make a move. Down to Hetrick. Hetrick swatted by Worth. Worth quickly up the court. Takes a look over to Helterbrand on the wing. Helterbrand puts up a three. Nothing but net for Helterbrand. Helterbrand makes his point total 6 on the day as the Raiders climb within 7.
Great finish right there for Jamie Worth off the steal from Kaiser Helterbrand. Able to draw the foul, get the and one.
These Raiders are climbing right back into the game as Worth looks to knock the lead down for the Tornadoes back down to 4. Strong running gun offense. Dombrowski sticking with the system. Seems to be paying off for now. Let's see if the Raiders can keep up the pace as Worth steps to the line. No good for Worth on the free throw.
Jump ball. Looks like it's going to stay with the Raiders, though. Great hustle by Sam Girard on the defensive board.
Right you are, partner. Right you are. Offensive possessions are all Raiders need right now. Have to keep the Anoka Tornadoes out of their zone for as long as possible. Inbounds pass goes to Girard. Girard over to Hendricks. Quickly down low to Barnard. Back out to Helterbrand. And knocked out of bounds by a Tornado.
I don't know why Barnard just didn't go straight up with that. He passed it out to Kaiser, and it just happened to be tipped. It's kind of a risky play instead of a guaranteed 2 points.
Right you are, right you are. Worth down low. Nice pass there by Girard. Frees up Helterbrand for the bucket.
Hudson's creeping back into this. It's a 3-point game with 9 minutes left. And it doesn't seem like Hudson's taking off that press as Anoka breaks it fairly easily.
Over to Sieben. Sieben right open, puts up a floater. Off the back iron and out. Almost fell for Sieben, but no good. Barnard quickly up the court. Long stretch pass over to Hendricks. Hendricks back over to Barnard. Barnard makes a nice little move to the inside.
Draws the foul, but doesn't get the basket to go. He'll be shooting 2.
Interesting to see Barnard go up for a shot right there, partner. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's not very often that he does. He usually is a pass-first point guard. Foul goes against Caleb Sieben. Looks like Hudson's going to be making some substitution with Jackson Helmers and Mitch Munson coming back in.
Yeah, wait, it'll be interesting to see who Dombrowski pulls out. First one off the iron and out for Barnard.
So, Kaiser Helterbrand and Sam Girard are coming back out.
Anoka not liking this run that the Raiders have been putting on. Bring Phipps back into the game. It'll be interesting to see how Dombrowski wants to handle this. Back into the game is also Ostendorf for the Tornadoes. Ostendorf takes out Prouty.
Barnard missed the first one. Now he's going to be shooting the second. Misses them both.
Monson wide open on the 3. No good for Monson. Barnard tries to put back the rebound. No good for him either. Sent back by a Tornado. Over to Sieben. Sieben puts up a mid-range. Knocks it down. Nice shot by Sieben there. Puts the Tornadoes back up by 5.
It's amazing how much of a difference having Phipps in the game can do for Anoka. They take him out, and Hudson closes the gap to within 3. Bring him back in, and they're starting to widen the gap again.
Barnard out there. Barnard kicks the ball over to Hendricks. Hendricks makes a look at down move to Monson. Monson back up to Hendricks at the top of the key. Hendricks steps in a little bit, spin move. Hendricks drives off the glass and in. Nice bucket by Hendricks. Gives him his 4th points of the day.
That's what we need to see from him more often in this game, just driving instead of settling for those mid-range jump shots.
Hendricks is a playmaker the more he puts the ball on the floor. It'll be interesting to see if he can do that more. Worth backs off Ostendorf as he steps back. Ostendorf taking his time, surveying the field. Over to Sieben. Sieben with Monson. Stolen by Monson. Nice double team by him and Helterbrand. Barnard can't handle the pass. It'll stay with the Raiders. Looked to be stripped a little bit there by Phipps. Barnard will take check that. Worth will take the inbounds pass.
Inbounds up to Jackson Helmers. Passes back to Worth. Worth with a long 3. Gets it to go.
Splash down by Jamie Worth.
That was much needed for him after such a cold start. I think Worth's got 7 now.
Tornadoes quickly in. Phipps kicks it out to Los. Los back to Phipps. Quickly swinging it over to Hilborn. Hilborn to Sieben. Seaborn thinks about it. Phipps down low to Hilborn. Hilborn puts it up and rattles it home.
That's what you really want to see from post play, just getting a shot up quick, but not erratic.
Helterbrand makes a move on the bigger Hilborn, sent back by Hilborn. Ball quickly advanced by, check that, by Los. Los drives in on Helterbrand, down low to Phipps.
Fouls on the floor going against the Raiders.
Keeps the ball with the Tornadoes in their offensive zone.
That'll go against Matt Barnard.
Barnard checks out for Helterbrand as Helmers checks out for Gerard. A couple new Raiders coming in.
So it looks like Hudson has the starters minus Matt Barnard being replaced by Mitch Munson. It's interesting. You haven't seen much of the sophomores Peyton Reese in this game or Sam Johnson.
Not as much as we've seen in their last home game. You're right, partner.
In both games, you saw great contribution as a travel goes against Jamie Worth. Give the ball back to Anoka.
Points missed on that last play. A shot was knocked down by Larson for the Tornadoes as Prouty checked back in, as well as Hetrick. Inbounds pass going for Anoka into Prouty. Prouty takes a look over to Ostendorf. Down to Hilborn, can't control the hot pass. Taken by Monson. Monson quickly up the court to Helterbrand down low. Nice move by Helterbrand.
Nice pass from Mitch Munson there, just threading the needle to get it to Kaiser Helterbrand.
Helterbrand already with 10 points on the day. Timeout by Anoka. They don't like what they're seeing out there.
Scores 21-23 Anoka with a little under 6 minutes left to go in the first half.
These Raiders have battled back strong after suffering a early deficit to these Tornadoes. 4-point lead. This lead has changed multiple times. Raiders went up early, quickly answered by the Tornadoes through strong play by Phipps. Not a lot of noise from him since the early goings, partner. What do you think the Raiders have been doing differently?
We've just been able to get the open looks. We haven't spent so much time trying to battle down in the post against the much superior in height with Anoka. And we haven't settled for bad, quick shots. We've really taken our time and been able to knock down an open 3 or a few layups, and it's really helped us get back into this game.
Those open looks have been critical, partner. I agree. Current floor for the Tornadoes appears to be Larson, Hetrick, Prouty, Hilborn, and Ostendorf as Anoka remains control. And Helterbrand, Monson, Hendricks, Gerard, and Worth headed up for the Raiders as Prouty takes the inbounds pass and goes in. Prouty advances over to Ostendorf. Fake screen put on by Hilborn. Hilborn surveys. Hilborn out to Prouty. Prouty at the top, makes a move on Monson. Prouty so quick with his hands. Hilborn from the elbow, knocks down the mid-range. Anoka's lead back up to 4. Check that 4. Sorry, 25-21. Anoka. Helterbrand down low. Draws the foul.
Looks like that'll go against number 10, Jack Hetrick. That'll be his third personal foul, team 7th. Hudson will be shooting 1-1 as Kaiser Heltzbrand knocks down the first. Sorry, shooting foul. He'll be shooting 2 no matter what, but now Hudson is in the 1-1, single bonus.
Heltzbrand knocks down the first free throw, takes the second. Off the front iron in for Heltzbrand. Prouty takes it up the floor with a 2-point lead. Prouty puts a fake spin move on, kicks it right out to Larson. Larson for the 3. No good for Larson. Ball controlled by Heltzbrand. Heltzbrand quickly up to Gerard. Gerard over to Hendricks. Hendricks fakes a 3, tries to drive in. Larson not doing it.
I'll go against Anoka. Looks like it's a blocking foul against number 24, Joshua Larson.
Ball remains with the Raiders as Heltzbrand looks to give the inbound pass.
Now sophomore Peyton Reese is in for Jamie Worth. I just mentioned how he hasn't seen much playing time in this game, but he had a great contribution yesterday, scoring around 6 points, but also being able to not turn the ball over when he was bringing it up.
Ball controls key. Phipps checks back in for Anoka. Coach looking to get back on track.
Garrett Hendricks knocks down the first in the 1-1, shooting a second.
Hendricks takes his time, puts up the second, and knocks it down. Gives Hendricks 6 points on the day as Prouty advances. Prouty looks up the court, kicks it over to Larson. Larson takes a look, out to Ostendorf. Strong defense by Reese, almost forces a turnover right there. Screen set by Hilborn, frees up Larson quickly back to Prouty. Prouty puts up a 3, wild 3, no good for Prouty. Quickly up to Gerard. Gerard has a man. Stolen away, kept in. Not kept in by Monson. Monson with the attempt to save the ball.
Looks like he just stepped on the line right there. Thomas Newell checks in for Garrett Hendricks, give him a little bit of a breather.
Not a bad switch right there, though. Newell coming in for Hendricks. Not losing a whole lot right there.
Maybe gaining a little bit of athleticism. Never know.
Newell does bring that fall sport advantage coming right off the football season, keeps him right in shape.
Double dribble going against Prouty there. Gives the ball back to the Raiders.
Heltzbrand giving the inbound pass right into Reese as Reese advances up the floor. Reese over to Monson. Monson over to Newell. Newell thinks about driving, instead dishes off to Monson. Monson with the mid-range. Knocks it down. Good finish by Monson. Monson gives the Raiders their first lead since early in this first half.
When they led 4-2. Oh, Monson with the good hands, picks up the steal. Dribbling down.
Knocked away, hard reach in there by Ostendorf, puts the Raiders back on the line. Looks like the foul will go on Monson. Monson stepped to the line. Shoot his first 3 free throws of the day.
That'll be number 11, Ostendorf's first foul. Team's 9th, 1 more and they'll be in the double bonus.
Isaiah Prouty checks out. Darius Jones comes in for the Anoka Tornadoes, his first minutes of the day. Monson knocks down the first of his 2 free throws. Monson knocks down the second. Strong free throws showing by Monson on the line right now. Reese providing wild, heavy press coverage right now on Ostendorf. Not giving him any room. Reese on Ostendorf. Ostendorf takes a look. Gives it over to Hilborn. Hilborn to Larson. Larson takes a look back to Hilborn. Hilborn out to Phipps. Phipps over to Jones. Jones puts it up. No good for Jones. Ball controlled by Heltzbrand up to Reese. Reese takes up the floor. Back up to Heltzbrand. Heltzbrand takes a look. Drives in on the much bigger Hilborn. Hard foul on Heltzbrand. He brings it home. Strong finish by Kaiser, just flexing on him.
That'll be Kaiser's 14th point of the game in just the first half. He's been a huge contribution in this game so far.
Heltzbrand steps to the line looking to make it 15 with his third 3-point play of the day. No good off the back iron for Helterbrand, but nice, strong control by Gerard. Back out to Helterbrand, who swings it over to Monson. Monson down low. Nothing doing for Monson.
Sam Gerard with what looks like a hug, almost. Not really sure what he was thinking right there, but
appeared that maybe Hilborn needed a friend down low in that post. Gerard quick to apply the hug. Sends Hilborn to the line. Hilborn taking his first 3 throws of the day.
Hudson with a big change now. Worth, Hendricks, and Helmers all back in the game.
Nothing doing for Hilborn. Misses completely off the mark. Quickly up the floor for the Raiders. Helterbrand drives in low again. Nothing doing. Still controls his own ball. Hendricks drives baseline. Looks up. Foul on Anoka. Sends Hendricks to the line.
Looks like that'll go against Dakota McKenzie, the junior for Anoka. Sorry, check that. 24, Joshua Larson.
Senior captain Larson with the foul.
As Hendricks misses the first of 2 free throws. Hudson now in the double bonus.
Second free throw falls for Hendricks, giving him 7 points on the day. Raiders up by 7 with a little under 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Ostendorf up the floor. Over to Larson. Larson takes a look. Nobody there except Phipps. Over and back by the Anoka Tornadoes. Gives the ball right back to the Raiders, looking to extend the 7-point lead.
What a turnaround it's been for the Hudson Raiders.
Right you are, right you are.
10-point deficit early, up to a 7-point lead now with about 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
Airtight pressure applied by Jones. Monson still feeds the pass to Hendricks, who can't make that bucket happen. Ball quickly up by Ostendorf. Ostendorf looking to get Anoka right back into this game. Travel on Ostendorf. Turns the ball right back over to the Raiders. Switch has officially been flipped for these Raiders. They are back on their own game. Strong defense and quick offense are the name of the game for these Raiders. Helterbrand puts up a 3. Off the back iron and no good. Monson attempts to swat it out to Hendricks, but no, nothing doing as it's swallowed up by Larson. Larson to Ostendorf up the floor. Ostendorf back out to Hilborn. Hilborn pressured by Helterbrand. Back over to Ostendorf. Ostendorf to Phipps.
Foul going against the Raiders. That'll go against number 15, Kaiser Helterbrand.
Puts Hilborn back in the line, looking to see if he can correct his earlier mistakes.
Matt Barnard checks back in for Kaiser Helterbrand.
Hilborn puts up a shot.
Hilborn
You might call him a real estate agent in 2007 because that man's shot is broke. Hilborn no good from the free throw line. Hendricks wildly in, puts up a shot, no good. Worth from mid-range, knocks it down. Good shot by Jamie Worth. Worth with 9 on the day.
Looks like the scoring's been predominantly between Worth and Kaiser Helterbrand.
Right you are. It's good to see a strong showing by Helterbrand. Waking him up early, getting him as many points as possible. That's a good showing for him. Ball no good, unable to control his Phipps. Quickly up to Barnard, who's wide open in the floor. Finishes cleanly. Nice finish by Matthew Mr. Clean Barnard. Shot by Larson, no good. Anoka just looking to, ball stays with the Tornadoes, but Anoka is getting a little sloppy here as they attempt to get back into this game, partner. What are you seeing?
I see Hudson responding perfectly, getting out into the open floor on the fast break and responding well, getting back on defense to stop theirs.
Inbounds goes to Hilborn. Hilborn looks to make a move on Monson, can't find any space. Back to Hilborn, found some space. Easy finish for Hilborn. Helmers attempted to slide into coverage there, just couldn't get there in time as Hilborn finishes. Worth looking to make a move on Ostendorf. Dishes it over. Helterbrand, Helmer's baseline check, and the foul. Strong on him is Helmers with the finish as he sends himself to the line. Looking to make us a 3-point play and a 12-point lead for the Raiders.
You know, it's good he made that basket because he's not exactly the best free throw shooter.
Right you are, partner. Right you are. What he lacks in as he misses the free throw, what he lacks in free throw shooting, he makes up with that dazzling smile and winning personality. Am I right, partner?
And an unwarranted foul going against Hudson. It'll go against Mitch Munson. That'll be his second, sending Hilborn back to the line for a 1-on-1.
Hilborn, the earlier mentioned real estate agent, looking to get back into the black right now as his free throw shooting has been off today. Hilborn gets back into the game with his first free throw of the day. Shrinks the Raiders' lead back to 10 with 43 seconds left in this first half. Hilborn with the second shot. Off the back iron, no good, controlled by Worth. Worth quickly up to Reese. Reese drives low, and it's good for Reese. Raiders lead to 12.
Very tough shot that he got to go. Could have easily called a foul there.
Anoka driving back as well. Hilborn from the elbow. No good. Controlled by Phipps. Peyton Reese says no, sir, as Hilborn, who looks to have close to 40, 45 pounds on Reese, gets sent back. Ball remains with the Raiders. Strong defensive play by Reese. Nice showing from him.
Anoka looking to press a little bit to close out this first half. Worth handles it easily.
Worth goes baseline on Hilborn. Phipps slides to protect, leaves Reese wide open on the wing. No good for Reese, controlled by Ostendorf. Ostendorf seeing a lot of minutes in this first half for the Tornadoes. Darius Jones looks no good as Worth steals the final shot. That'll end the first half with the Raiders up 40-28 over the Anoka Tornadoes. Strong half closed by the Raiders. Partner, what were you seeing out there?
I'm seeing strong play from Kaiser Helterbrand, and a little bit of a Jamie Worth coming off a slide early in this game, shooting quick 0 for 3. He's come off for a quick 9 or 10 points as Kaiser finishes the half with 14, it looks like.
Kaiser did finish the half with 14. Can't confirm that, partner.
No, this is exactly the sort of first half that Hudson was looking for to manage with this overly tall team that Anoka has here.
Not a lot of foul trouble for those two players, too, though. It's nice to be able to keep them on the floor for the second half.
Very true.
As we mentioned, is coming right up after this break. And we're back live with the second half of Raiders basketball. I'm Jake Danielson alongside Toby Hayner as the Anoka Tornadoes trail the Hudson Raiders by a score of 40-28. They control quickly as Phipps dishes it off to Larson. Larson over to Ostendorf. Ostendorf out to Hilborn. Drive in by Los. Los no good. Rebound controlled by Anoka. Shooting foul sends Ostendorf to the line.
That'll go against Kaiser Helterbrand from the Raiders. That'll be his second, team's first of the half. Very quick foul.
Not what you like to see out of Helterbrand, but sophomoric mistakes, as they say. He's allowed a little bit of a growth period. Wouldn't you agree, partner?
I couldn't agree more.
We've seen what growth can do to this team, as the majority of these Raiders are returning seniors who've spent years in this program. This experience that they brought is unmatchable, as Barnard forces a turnover by the, check that. Barnard appeared to have thrown it off a Tornado, and they were unable to save. Inbounds pass goes to Gerard. Gerard over to Hendricks. Hendricks takes a look, drives in on Larson. Hendricks off the glass, and good. Bank is open for Hendricks. Put Hendricks at 9 for the game, as the Raiders go up by 12. Ostendorf, faux screen thrown on by Hilborn, over to Phipps, down low to Hilborn. Hilborn over the top of Helterbrand. Nothing Helterbrand could do trying to avoid foul trouble. He might have looked to attack Helterbrand, looked to get him out of the game with fouls. Out to Barnard. Barnard swings it over to Hendricks. Nothing doing down low. Tries it anyway. Nice solid move by Sam. Can't get it to go, however.
It's a great
Controlled
pass.
by Phipps and over to Ostendorf. Stolen by Jamie. Ball open. Phipps tracking on him. Hard foul committed by Phipps. Phipps is down. Grabbing at one of his legs. That's not something you ever like to see.
You're right. You never want to see that, but it looks like he's grabbing at his ankle.
Like a kid like that, it's tough to maintain those joints. Hate to see a player of that caliber go down as the training staff comes over.
Dr. Lickness from Hudson Physician coming over to take a look at him.
Lickness is quite the master in his craft. Nothing but praise for that man as he checks out Phipps. Phipps would go down here for the Tornadoes. That'd be
a huge loss.
It'd be a huge loss, right? You are partner. I struggle to find the words. It's just it's tough to see a player go down like that. I'd never especially a junior with so much promise looking to garner scouts. It's tough.
Looks like his teammates will be helping him up.
Hilborn and Los pull the big man to his feet. He walks off with some help, but he walks off. And they're taking him to the locker room.
He'll be going to the trainer's room as we take a quick timeout, I guess. Officials timeout. Get the injured player off the court and into the trainer's room. Worth will be shooting too.
Hate to see Phipps go off, but Anoka's got a lot of game planning to do now. A lot of their offense centralized around him in the first half, and not just their offense, their defense. That man was a phenom in the low post and the defensive glass. He was scooping up rebounds like nobody's business.
Not just rebounds. He was blocking almost every shot that came his way.
Right you are.
It's amazing
I didn't want to talk about that much, but he was sending them back. It's tough to see. It's tough to see block shots go against guys I'd like to call friends. Worth takes a look. Rolls it in for his first free throw of the half.
That'll send him into the double digits with 10 points.
Right you are, partner. Right you are. Toilet bowl and out for Worth. Sinks one of two free throws as Hedrick takes it up for the floor. Quickly over to Ostendorf. Ostendorf looks to drive on Worth. Nice spin move there. A lot of contact down low. No foul called. Larson drives in, sent back by Hendricks. Good defensive play by Garrett. Gerard controls the rebound. Barnard looking for help. Gerard cannot control the hot pass as ball sends right back to Anoka. Looks like Hetrick will be given the inbounds pass. Worth not giving Ostendorf an inch. Slowly backing, but tracking all the way, mirroring Ostendorf as he kicks it off to Los. Los to Hetrick. Hands it off to Ostendorf. Ostendorf out to Hilborn. Hilborn hands it off to Larson. Larson back down low to Hildendorf. Hilborn. Jeepers.
That quick release of his has been deadly to the Hudson's defense. They just haven't found a response to it.
Not looking to get their big men into foul trouble. They've been lax down low. Hilborn has just gone right over the top. I had misconstrued Hilborn and Ostendorf's name, making a pseudo name for both players, Hildorf. Ball right back to Anoka. Hudson maintains an 8-point lead as Prouty checks back into the game, the dynamic playmaker for Anoka. Takes out Los. Captain looking to get some rest for the Tornadoes as Hetrick looks to give the inbound. Hetrick into Ostendorf with Worth mirroring him. Worth puts up a steal attempt, almost knocks it away. Ostendorf drives down. Nice finish off the glass by Ostendorf. Raiders not giving him an inch. Quickly back down the floor. Hildebrand over to Worth. Down low to Hildebrand. Hildebrand drives in, off the glass and in. Nice 2 points by Hildebrand.
Hildebrand's been a huge contribution to Hudson's offense this game.
Right you are. It's nice to have a low post presence that can produce like Heiser can.
Foul going against the Raiders.
On Hilborn. Puts Hilborn on the line. He's been shaky to say the least from the free throw line. Looks to get back into it.
That'll go against Matt Barnard. That'll be his second, team's second as well. Hudson looking for a few.
The first two.
Hudson looking for a few switches. Peyton Reese, Mitch Munson, and Jackson Helmers all coming in for Barnard, Worth, and Gerard.
Will give some of the starters the rest. They keep Helterbrand on the floor, however. Hilborn puts up his second. Off the front iron to no good. Nice rebound control by Hendricks. Hendricks over to Reese. Back to Hendricks. Hendricks takes a look, controlling the offense. Ostendorf reaches in and knocks it away, controlled by Ostendorf. Ostendorf drives down and in. Ostendorf making plays all by himself. Gets the Tornadoes back within 6. Ostendorf pressing on Reese. Over to Monson. Monson over to Hendricks. Hendricks to Helterbrand, top of the key. Hendricks drives down.
Jump ball. Stays with the Raiders, though.
Strong defense that Helterbrand tripped up. Luckily, he maintained possession. Helterbrand takes a look. Quickly into Monson in the low post, down baseline. No good for Monson as Prouty's quickly up the court. Nice pass over to Ostendorf, and Ostendorf is leading a one-man gang, getting the Tornadoes back into this game as Tornadoes remain down by 4.
Hudson just needed a timeout to slow down the momentum. We have full timeout for the Raiders. It's amazing how fast this game can turn around. It's a game of runs, which my dad once told me. And right now, Anoka's on a run.
13-5 runs since the start of the second half. Be interesting to see how Dombrowski responds. They've been in this position before, however. And we're in this position to start the game, and Anoka came out firing. What we'd like to see from Dombrowski is maybe attack that low post. Hilborn can't keep up with the smaller, faster Helterbrand and Gerard. Should attack that low post and try to generate buckets with Phipps down in the locker room.
You're right. With Phipps out, you're looking for low post play from Sam Gerard, Jackson Helmers, and Kaiser Helterbrand. However, you're not seeing much of it. No. It's sort of erratic, and we're forcing shots from outside that we don't really want to be taking. Anoka looks to press right now. Kaiser struggling to get in, gets it in Mitch Munson.
Bad turnover
Can't handle
by the
the
Raiders.
pass.
Into Ostendorf.
Foul going against Peyton Reese. That'll be a shooting foul. Ostendorf shooting 2.
Reese comes out as Newell checks in for the Raiders. Ostendorf on the line, looking to decrease this lead for the Raiders even further. First to 2 is good for Ostendorf. Raiders lead back to 3.
Thomas Newell now checks in for Garrett Hendricks. Give him a little bit of a break. Only starter to stay in right now is Kaiser Helterbrand. See how that works for Coach Noah Dombrowski. Ostendorf knocks down the second.
Helterbrand inbounds for the Raiders. Reese remains on the floor. However, Newell did check in. Down low to Helterbrand. Helterbrand driving in. And it's good for Helterbrand.
Just overpowers Hedrick down the low post right there. Nothing he can do.
Kaiser has been strong on him in the low post. Ostendorf drives in, floater. No good off the back iron. Ostendorf unable to do everything seemingly. Floaters remain a mystery as Peyton Reese controls. Top of the key to Helterbrand. Helterbrand directing traffic. Over to Reese, almost stolen by Ostendorf. Reese down baseline. Off the glass and in. Nice finish by Reese.
Great finish for Reese right there. Started off fairly slow in the season opener, but he's been a huge contribution in the last 2 games.
Prouty. Down wide open, Ostendorf, and the foul. Hard drive by Ostendorf, drew the foul, puts him back on the line, looking to make it a 3-point play.
Foul going against Jackson Helmers as Coach Noah Dombrowski looks to make a big change.
No good for Ostendorf on the line. Lead remains 4 for the Raiders, a little under 13 minutes to play in this half. Reese down low to Helterbrand. Helterbrand swarmed immediately. multitude of Raiders checking in. Gerard, Worth, Hendricks, and Barnard checking in, taking out Helmers, Reese, Monson, and Newell. Helsebrand remains on the floor. Ball remains with the Anoka Tornadoes. Inbounds passes Larson.
Los coming back in for Anoka as he takes out Hetrick. Hudson with a little bit of a full court press right here.
Looking to apply pressure of their own as Ostendorf advances. Ostendorf on Worth. Strong defense by Worth, pressing. Had Ostendorf all in a trance. Ostendorf turns the ball over. Ball is controlled by the Raiders. Hendricks with the inbounds pass. Worth takes it up the court. Over to Gerard. Gerard looking low to Helterbrand. Helterbrand controls. Back out to Hendricks. Frees him up for a three. No good for Hendricks. Controlled by Prouty. Ostendorf driving in.
Great block.
Back. Like a check with no balance. Bounced by Garrett Hendricks. Nice block on Ostendorf as he drove in. Prouty drives in now, looking to get it out. Strong defense by Barnard. Gets it to Larson on a three ball, knocks it down. Three-pointer by Larson. Brings the Raiders lead to 1.
A little under 12 minutes to play now in the second half.
Heltzbrand looking to take his time, goes cross court to Worth. Worth makes a move on Ostendorf, puts up a floater. Off the back iron, no good for Worth. Looked good to me, tough shot by Worth. Prouty almost lost control of it there, managed to recover. Over to Los. Los looking to free up Hilborn, unable to. Ostendorf drives in, kicks it over to Los. Los drives in, poked away by Barnard. Quick hands by Barnard, gets that ball loose for the Raiders. Barnard looking to drive down, hard foul, sends Barnard to the line.
Foul go against Anoka, number 24, Joshua Larson. I'll send Matt Barnard to the line for 2. That'll be his 3rd foul.
First free throw falls for Barnard.
Anoka making some substitutions. Number 2 and 10, Caleb Sieben and Jack Hetrick checking in for Joseph Los and Joshua Larson.
Little tag team action, that's why we do it. Barnard sinks both free throws as Monson checks back into the game for him. Strong defensive play as Barnard rewarded with a rest. Monson in on Prouty. Prouty looks to take it up for the Tornadoes. Monson mirroring him, not giving him an inch. Almost gets beat, recovers. Prouty with the mid-range. No good. Hilborn looks to tip it out, but unable to. Quickly up to nice long lead pass. Sent out by the Tornadoes. Ball remains with the Raiders. So nice long lead pass by Monson. That was a great play.
Garrett just couldn't handle in time to go up with the shot.
Tough finish for anybody, but kudos to Monson for giving him a chance.
It was great vision by Mitch Munson right there.
That you are. Inbounds pass tipped back out by the Anoka Tornadoes. Ball remains with the Raiders. Worth in right away to Gerard. Gerard hands it off to Worth. Worth kicks over to Monson, swings it to Helterbrand. Helterbrand takes a look. Helterbrand not having any help. Worth puts up a 3 ball. He's
knocks
good.
It down. That sends the leads back up to 6 with 10:40 left to play.
Splash zone is open as Worth knocks down to 3. Prouty quickly answers with the 2 of his own. Nice drive and finish by Prouty.
Very quick response for Anoka, much needed. Mitch brings it up past half, kicks over to Helterbrand. Helterbrand gets it back down to Mitch low.
Gets Prouty to jump, unable to finish. Gerard unable to control the rebound. However, Garrett controls the rebound himself. Garrett Hendricks with the rebound. Worth fakes a 3 shot, puts up a mid-range with the foul. Worth fouled on the play. That'll send him to the line.
That'll go against Anoka, number 10, Jack Hetrick. That'll be his 4th. Only the team's 3rd this half. Jamie looks to make his few more free throws. Knocks down the first.
Couple of rattles and it's in for Worth as the Raiders lead extends to 5. Worth knocks down the second of 2. Raiders lead is back up to 6.
Worth now got 15 points. He's been a huge contribution today on offense.
Prouty down low to Hilborn, nice pass, but he is fouled.
Mitch
not liking
Munson
the call.
does not agree with that one bit.
No. Silent outrage, as they say, but Monson accepts the call regardless, as he has no choice, for he's a player and not a referee. Hilborn goes to the line.
That'll be Mitch Munson's 3rd foul. Looks like Sam Johnson's going to check in for him. As well as Thomas Newell coming back into the game for Garrett Hendricks. Sam Johnson was a huge help late in the game yesterday against River Falls, knocking down a few clutch driving layups, as well as a late 3. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of him today with how much of a contribution he was yesterday.
Seems Dombrowski is keen to stick by a working system, and we haven't found the need for him in the low post with Helterbrand dominating the points, and ball stolen away by Gerard. Oh, no, sir, says Jamie Worth on Joshua Larson. Larson unable to cope with that rejection. Worth out to Helterbrand as the Raiders look to put more points. Bad pass by Helterbrand. However, Prouty saves it. Worth recovers. Helterbrand sees his shot, hit the front of the backboard. Easy lay-in by Johnson.
Ball just landed in Sam Johnson's lap. Easy up.
Folks, I'm having trouble calling that sequence. That was a lot of action in a very, very short amount of time. Culminating with a Johnson layup. Puts the Raiders up by 7. Johnson's first points of the afternoon.
I do have to say, Sam Johnson is not afraid to shoot.
No.
And to be honest, I wouldn't either. With how much playing time he's getting, I would try and make as much of an impact as I could in the short amount of time.
All these seniors on this roster, everybody's trying to make a name for themselves, but somehow they manage to not selfishly get in the way of each other. Their play feeds off each other. Jamie Worth with a neat finish on that one.
Great drive and finish there for Jamie Worth. He'll have 17 right now. They need a timeout.
So Raider lead approaches double digits for the second time in this game. Anoka looks to take a timeout and regroup. Hilborn has been solid in the low post for the Tornadoes, but they're clearly missing the presence of Joshua Phipps.
We haven't heard
Jacob Phipps. Check Jacob Phipps. Jacob Phipps, we haven't heard from him in the locker room lately. What happened, it seemed to he turned his ankle pretty hard. He was unable to put pretty much any weight on it. We haven't heard from him for all of the second half, and Helterbrand's been dominating Larson in the low post, partner. What have you been seeing?
You know, I've seen exactly that. It's like Anoka's had no response to the lack of Phipps's presence in the low post, and Hudson's been able to capitalize on that with players like Sam Gerard and Kaiser Helterbrand making a living down there.
Right you are, partner. Timeout ends. Raiders come back onto the court. Floor looks like Sam Johnson, Kaiser Helterbrand, Thomas Newell, Jamie Worth, and Sam Gerard. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes remain with Prouty, Hilborn, Loos, Larson,
and Sieben. Prouty gets the inbounds from number 13, Loos.
Hilborn drives. Dishes off to Larson. Larson looks to make a move. Hilborn open on the key. Larson thinks about a three-point. Nothing doing with Johnson. Switch right there. Could have freed up Loos, but unable to execute. Sieben drives in. Johnson coming off his man to slide protect. Johnson sends him out.
No, sir. Johnson got caught jumping right there, able to recover and send it away after he went up for a shot.
Larson had some mail, and Johnson shipped it for him right out of bounds. Nice block by Johnson. Worth sensing the screen, gets off of it. Prouty looking to get a little nifty with that pass. No looker, unable to connect with Larson. Gives the ball right back to the Raiders, a 9-point lead, inbound by Helterbrand. Helterbrand over to Worth. Worth on Prouty. Prouty, strong defense. Worth recovers. Foul on Prouty. Foul going against Anoka right there. Coach not liking the fouls that Prouty's getting. Pulls him right out of the game. Sends in Otzendorf. As well as Ostendorf.
Jack
Hetrick.
Hetrick. Hetrick coming back in for number 13, Lowe's.
2 games in, and me and my partner are already thinking the same. This chemistry that we have is arguably to married couples. I love this partner that I have.
It's unparalleled.
Unparalleled. Toby and I have a mental bond. Jamie drives in low, unable to connect. Ostendorf controls for the Tornadoes. Over to Sieben. Sieben looks to make a move. Back out. Hilborn hits it off to Hetrick. Hetrick out to Larson. Larson puts up a 3. No good. Controlled by Johnson. Sam Johnson with the rebound. Immediately over to Worth to advance up the court. Jamie Worth taking his time. Looks to make a move on Ostendorf. Ostendorf over to Johnson. Down low. Nice dish to Thomas Newell. Kicks it out instead of going up. Over to Worth. Worth down low. Gerard looking to make a move. Hilborn overpowering him. Sneaks through the cracks of Sam Johnson. Finds a way around Hilborn's frame. Puts it in for the bucket. Raiders up 11.
That's just the quickness of Sam Gerard that Hilborn just can't match down there with a quick dream shake, if you will.
Hilborn's got a big body in that low post. Hard to overpower him, but we're lacking in that height and girth advantage. We're making up for in speed and quickness in the low post, as shown by Helterbrand and Gerard. Ostendorf puts up a shot, but is fouled on the play, sends him back to the line, looking to get the lead back under double digits.
That'll go against the Raiders. Number 4, Sam Johnson. It'll be his first. Alex Keller coming now, looking to check in now for the Raiders.
Keller's looking to get his first minutes of the night. Another dynamic junior we haven't seen a lot of. Looking to make his mark on this team of seniors. Helterbrand getting some well-deserved rest. Kaiser Helterbrand had a great showing so far this game. Looks to take a little bit of a breather, as well as Newell. Newell checks out for Garrett Hendricks.
Raiders lead now at 10 with 6 minutes, 34 seconds left to play in the second half.
Ostendorf sunk the first of 2 free throws, puts up a second. Off the back iron, no good. Ball knocked out by Hilborn. Over to Sieben. Sieben over to Ostendorf, and Ostendorf controls. Over to Larson. Larson over to Hilborn. Hilborn fakes the dish. Gives it instead to Ostendorf. Ostendorf over to Hetrick. Hetrick hands it off to Sieben. Sieben with a new face. Alex Keller checking in on him. Over to Hilborn. Hilborn with a swarm of Raiders in his face. Gives it out instead to Hetrick. Hetrick nothing doing. Kicks it to Sieben. Sieben to Larson. Larson swings it over to Ostendorf. Ostendorf drives into Hilborn with an easy lay-in for Hilborn. Ostendorf making all the ball quickly in. Sam Johnson by himself. Good finish by Sam Johnson.
That is a quick 4 points for Sam Johnson to go along with 3 rebounds now.
Not a lot of minutes for Johnson, but he's already making his impact known and felt. Much like last night's game against RF, he closed that puppy out. Ball down low. Nothing doing for Larson. Ball controlled by Gerard. Strong rebound by Gerard. Has Larson steaming. Didn't like the contact, but Raiders control nonetheless.
Foul against Anoka, number 24, Joshua Larson. That'll be his 4th. Looks like Anoka will be taking him out. In favor for Lowe's to come back in.
A couple of Raiders check in as well. Peyton Reese checks back in, as well as Jackson Helmers. Jackson Helmers checks back in apparently to close this game out. Keller gives the inbound pass to Reese. Reese himself takes up the court, looking to make a move on Ostendorf. Check that. Reese over to Johnson. Johnson down low to Hendricks. Hendricks mid-range off the glass, and it's open.
Great pass from Sam Johnson. Great finish from Garrett Hendricks for that quick 2.
Sieben controls for the Tornadoes, kicks it over to Hilborn. Hilborn to Los. Los puts up a shot. No good from three-point range for Los, controlled by Keller. Keller with the rebound. Reese controls in the Raiders zone. Kicks it over to Hendricks. Hendricks thinks about Johnson. Gives to Johnson. Johnson drives in. Nice dish down low to Hendricks. Hendricks almost lost control. Double dribble called on Hendricks. Tough call, would have extended the Raiders' lead up to, check that, not 16, 14. Instead, score remains 66-54, Raiders with a 12-point lead. 4 minutes, 46 seconds left to play in this game.
As Anoka takes a full timeout.
Not a lot of time left for these Tornadoes as their head coach, Jeffrey Wall, looking to make some much-needed adjustments, trying to get his team back into this game.
You know, he's been kind of put in the spot right now with Phipps leaving the game early in the second to an ankle injury, or an apparent ankle injury.
Never good to lose your star player. Luckily, the Raiders seem to have a cursing and a blessing with seemingly a limited amount of star power. There's been flashes shown of star power by Helterbrand, Worth, Hendricks, pretty much everybody on this team. The problem is the consistency of this star power is not really present. Where the blessing lies in is this Raiders team is so deep and so well, they work so well together. They have so much chemistry and depth that they make up for this lack of star power by just playing solid basketball on all points of the court.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more. It doesn't matter what combination of players that Coach Dombrowski has on the court. They seem to work well, and they're able to extend leads if they have them or close gaps if they're in a deficit.
They never seem to be in a panic, and these Raiders are stout as they come. Inbounds to Anoka. Prouty looks to free himself up. Instead, Hetrick kicks it to Ostendorf, gives it right back to Prouty. Prouty with recent coverage right now. Kicks it over to Los. Los over to Hetrick. Hetrick drives down. Instead dishes it off to Ostendorf, over to Hetrick, and Los puts up a three ball. No good for Los. Ball remains with the Tornadoes. Hard fight for that ball by Jackson Helmers. He got down on the floor, got a little dirty on that one. He seems to be all right. Ball still remains with the Tornadoes. Hiltzbrand checks back into the game. Dombrowski looking to close this one out early with 4 minutes, 25 seconds left.
You know, the Raiders are going a little bit of like small ball with the small lineup here. No significant five in the game right now.
Right you are, partner, right you are. Pretty consistent height across the board with Johnson, Kella, Hendricks, and Hiltzbrand. Looking to be accessing the quickness of their lineup a lot more, looking to draw easy fouls against this bulkier Anoka Tornadoes lineup as Ostendorf goes to the line. Rattles one home. Raiders' lead remains at 11. Kella comes out of the game for Worth.
Munson comes back in the game for Peyton Reese.
Decent showing tonight in the Hudson East Gym. I say tonight because when I leave this building, it's probably going to be pretty close to dark out, even though the time remains at 4:15-ish. Shot missed by the Raiders. Ostendorf quickly down the floor for the Tornadoes. Knocks it home. Worth up the floor for Monson. Trap applied by the Tornadoes. Over and back by Monson.
Over and back called against Munson, who got trapped in the corner there.
Nice system applied by the Tornadoes. Gives them the ball back with 9-point lead still remaining for the Raiders. 2 seconds under 4 minutes. 3:58 left on the clock. Monson, heavy pressure applied to Prouty.
Looks like a foul go against the Raiders. Mitch Munson. That'll be his fourth personal. Prouty will be shooting 1-1. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Noah Dombrowski handles the foul trouble that Munson's in right now.
The depth of this lineup certainly make up for it, but Monson's a valuable asset to this team.
It's Prouty, it's a line violation. Steps over the line on the free throw.
Gives the ball right back to the Raiders. Hiltzbrand inbounds it to Worth. Worth directing traffic, avoiding to be caught in this trap. Easy into Johnson. Johnson takes a look, down low to Hiltzbrand.
Hold going against Anoka. That looks like it'll be against number 13.
Los. Worth inbounds it. Hiltzbrand. Hiltzbrand over to Monson. A little bit of a lax coverage there by Anoka. Ball swatted away by Hetrick. Ball remains with the Raiders.
Good defense right there.
Hedrick anticipated that one.
Worth just couldn't get it over the hand of Hedrick to get it to Heltebrand for an easy 2.
Hilborn checks into the game. Ball stolen by Prouty. Prouty goes up, misses the easy lay-in. Not what you're going to want to need with 3 minutes left and a 9-point deficit. Hendricks makes his. Veteran instincts kicking in for the senior captain, Hendricks.
That was a great push right there by Sam Johnson. And it just shows how valuable he is coming off the bench late in the game.
True point, partner, true point. Prouty, Dipsy, and dangling in, and one. Makes up for his earlier miss, looking to make it a 3-point play. Monson not liking the call. Regardless, Prouty stepped to the line.
And that'll be Mitch Munson's 5th foul. He'll have to come out of the game. As Sam Gerard and Matt Barnard check in. Munson fouled out. Sam Johnson getting a breather here.
Seniors replacing seniors, exactly who you want to be closing out this game. Cooler heads prevailing. Raiders lead is 9. Prouty looking to make it a 3-point play. Back iron and out for Prouty. Strong control by Heltebrand. Raider ball, 9-point lead. 3 minutes left exactly and counting. Trap coming. Barnard unable to control the pass. Took his eye off the ball for a second. Hedrick inbounds it for the Tornadoes. Quickly to Prouty. Prouty advancing quickly. Steps back. Barnard in coverage.
Prouty almost lost his footing there.
Yeah, he did. Ostendorf drives in. Nice finish for Ostendorf. Ostendorf looking to carry this team in Phipps' absence. Sacrificing the big body instead for small ball quickness. Something the Raiders have been employing. Barnard wide open, avoiding the trap. Kicks it back over to Worth. Worth down low to Heltebrand. Heltebrand sent out by Hilborn.
Kaiser Heltebrand just a little bit out of control right there. Easy rejection for Hilborn.
Driving really heavy was Heltebrand. Lost his footing a little bit, threw up a sloppy shot. Ball sent right back out by the Tornadoes. This time Larson with the tip. Ball remains with the Raiders. Worth with the inbound. A little bit of a circus show play.
A fluke play right there.
Worth inbounds it off of a Tornado.
To himself.
Throws his hands in the air, catches the ball. Quick pass down low to Gerard. Makes for an easy bucket for the Raiders. 9-point lead sustained. Foul on the Raiders on Prouty. Partner, I don't know. I'm not even sure what to make of that. I've been watching basketball for the past, 8 years. I've never seen something like that.
I've seen something intentionally happen like that, but never something like that happen unintentionally.
Raiders will take what they can get as the Anoka Tornadoes remain in this game. Only a 8-point deficit and counting, and Prouty can sink this free throw. 7-point lead.
Again, another line violation. Prouty stepping over the line on the free throw. Basket does not count.
Lack of poise by Prouty. Over to Worth. Trap apparently trying to set up. Heltebrand down low. Trap avoided by the Raiders.
Great pass there from Kaiser Heltebrand to Sam Gerard for an easy 2.
Heltebrand making all the plays.
Foul on the Raiders. That'll go against Sam Gerard. Sorry, check that. Garrett Hendricks.
Prouty stepped to the line for the Tornadoes, hopefully looking to avoid stepping over the line again. Sinks the first of 2. 9-point lead. Prouty with the second of 2. Well behind the line this time. Knocks down both of them.
Anoka calls a timeout. Full timeout for the Tornadoes.
Minute 51 left to play as the Raiders maintain a 72-64 8-point lead over the Tornadoes. Decent showing tonight in the gym. Basketball team competing with a pseudo away game as the Hudson Raiders hockey team meets up with the Appleton Co-op team at a UWRF campus for a rematch of last year's state finals and a non-conference game for them. Certainly drawing most of the student body there, but decent showing out here for these Raiders basketball boys.
I have to say myself that I will be attending that game, as I am very excited to see the outcome of that.
Oh, right you are. Right you are. Me as well. Toby and I will not be sticking around very long after this game. Game started at 4. We're looking to make it there for as much time as possible. A big shout out to my brother Cole Danielson, sophomore starting wing for the Hudson Raiders hockey team. Looking to have a good game today. I wish him the best of luck.
Coming back from the timeout now. Raiders ball. Looks like Anoka will be in a press right now.
A lot of pressure coming from these tornadoes late. Helterbrand straddling the line quickly into Worth. Worth to Helterbrand, almost lost control. Raiders down the court. Hendricks to Newell. Newell to Hendricks. Hendricks to Worth. Worth being pressed. Hilborn slides to protect. Worth burns right by him. Down low to Gerard. Gerard over the top, unable to control. Nice strong control by Helterbrand. Oh, just barely lost it. Sloppy basketball being played right now, but Worth somehow comes out of it with the ball. Hendricks down low with a bucket.
Great pass there from Jamie Worth after almost comical series of events here at this basketball game.
Control was gained and lost and gained and lost as Prouty makes a nifty little move for an easy 2. Hendricks looks up. Gerard down low. Nice bucket by Gerard. Quickly answered by the Raiders. 10-point lead. Prouty looking to get points quickly and often.
Anoka can't afford to be just trading baskets right now.
Right you are, partner, right you are. They need to lock down their defense. Larson no good, controlled by Ostendorf. Out rebounds Gerard for the putback bucket. Helterbrand, the quarterback, quickly down the field to his receiver, Newell. Heard that a lot lately this year.
I get a sense of deja vu right here.
Right you are. Prouty goes way up. That boy has got some serious ups. Goes up to swat Helterbrand. No shot, though. Foul on Prouty. Helterbrand goes to the line. 8-point lead for the Raiders. 37 seconds, 0.2 milliseconds.
Helterbrand knocks down the first of 2. That'll bring him to 19 points on this game. Very, very strong showing for the sophomore.
Helterbrand looking to get into 20s, and he does. 20 points for Kaiser Helterbrand on the day.
That is the first 20-point performance from any Raider basketball player this season.
System benefits those. Luckily, the selfish play hasn't materialized for these Raiders as Ostendorf puts up a 3, lead back down to 7. Hendricks quickly down to Worth, almost stolen by Ostendorf. Gerard with the 2, 9-point lead for the Raiders again with 8 seconds and counting. Ostendorf down low. Hetrick. Ostendorf puts up a 3. No good, controlled by Helterbrand. And that will do it. Raiders put up a strong performance against a border battle team of Anoka. Helterbrand leading with a 20-point game. Raiders pull out the W tonight, 80-71 over the Anoka Tornadoes. Partner, any final words?
I'm just very proud to say that I'm a Hudson Raider. Very strong showing from each team. Huge loss for Anoka. Hopefully the Phipps can make a strong comeback for the next game.
We do see Phipps in the handshake line on crutches. Hopefully, we wish him the best of luck. Great player. We hope he has another strong season this year. That will do it for us. We'll be back here sometime next week for the next home game. Make sure to tune in to River Channel to see us again, and online at YouTube. Just search for that River Channel if you want to see your boys Toby and Jake again. Thank you and good night.